Okay, hi everyone. I'm Hat Kirby, and I'm going to be running Manifold Garden, any percent, no wall clip, secret ending. We'll get to why there's so many qualifiers on that category name in a bit. I've got
And
Undalevein here, yes, as my commentator. Say hi.
hello, I will be commentating on Hack Curry's run for Manifold Garden. And for me, my resume for this game is basically I am a glitch hunter who specializes in no wall skips glitches. And so far, this game has apparently gotten faster ever since I came on.
Yeah, he found half the tricks in this run. We'll get into it later.
All right.
One thing I do want to say first is if you've never seen this game before, it is a 3D puzzle game about impossible geometry, like an MC Escher painting, like stairs on the walls, doors on the ceiling, that whole kind of thing. And the main mechanic of gameplay is changing your direction of gravity, sort of like VVV, which Metroid Prime just played. But this game is 3D, so the camera moves around a lot. So just like as a forewarning, if you tend to get motion sick during 3D games like this, just be forewarned. There's also a seizure warning, like a flashing lights warning that we conveniently skip because we're trying to do the game quickly, but just keep that in mind as well.
Yeah.
And with all of that being said, I think we should just get into it and see if we can explain everything else along the way. Sound good?
All right. I think we could get started.
Yeah, so we're going to be ready in 3, 2, 1, go.
All right. So I'll commentate on the first portion of the run, which will be the tutorial section. Now, for some people who have played the game, you may notice that Hat is changing gravities pretty quickly. In the game settings, there is an option where you can change your gravity change transition from an S-curve to instant, which makes changing gravity pretty fast, but also makes puzzles pretty broken. And we'll come into one of these puzzles where it's supposed to get a green cube there, but you don't need a green cube, you just need to change gravity very quickly. We'll see more of the instant gravity changes in later ones.
Yeah, that was the whole tutorial. We're on to the first level now.
Yep, we're now starting on the laser.
Yeah, so this game has 7 levels, and we're only going to do 1 full level, and we're even going to skip stuff in this level.
Here in this puzzle, we just sort of like backtrack. We'll take this yellow cube with us all the way back to the entrance. There you go. That's the elevator.
Yeah, you're supposed to go like all the way through that building and get a different yellow cube, but we're just like, nah, let's take this one from the beginning.
Go through this normally.
Well, not super normally.
And this is where the instant in this room you're supposed to like have stack blue cubes to hook the red cube, but because of instant gravity changes, we just don't do that, and instead we just make the blue cube float in the air, which is not really intended in the game, and then use that. So that room, what would have been quite a long time, just dragging all the blue cubes, we just completely destroy it.
Yeah, so like this first level here is these 3 little sections that you can complete in any order, basically, to teach you some of the different mechanics of the game. And we are not respecting the mechanics of the game.
here is gonna actually solve something a bit more normally. Maybe. We're still seeing floating cubes.
So we're nearly done with the first level already. Now, you may be wondering, this game looks like it's set entirely during the day. Where's the New Year's Eve angle to it? Well, the first taste of that is coming right here, where we enter the Dark World.
40-second cutscene. Everyone loves the 40-second cutscenes and speed runs.
Yeah, we actually... so whenever you're holding one of those cubes, everything gets all dark and flashy, but the first time we do that, we pretty much get out of it very quickly, and we get this lovely little image as a reward. And yeah, as Undalevein said, it's just a long cutscene that's unskippable. You get one of these after beating each level, but as we said, this is the only level we actually beat properly.
Yeah.
So right after this, what's going to happen is I'm going to get a special cube and I need to plant it in a garden, and it's going to make all of this stuff grow out of nowhere, including the path to the next level. The fun thing about that is that the collision for all that stuff exists the moment you plant the cube into the ground, which means that we can find the door and go through it even when it's invisible. So I will be trying to pull that off.
Now Hat is now going to the next room, which we will see a lot of the optimizations in the walkways category, which is basically gravity. Gravity is so much faster than walking, and whenever we can, we'll take advantage of that as much as possible. If you do that, you can save a lot of time from just walking, which makes this game quite a bit daunting to do.
A bit disorienting, I would say, but yeah. I think it's fun. There's something good. There's a good feeling that comes with falling, I have found. I think this is why people like to ride roller coasters in real life.
I don't think that's the same feeling, but okay.
Oh, this room has like the only real RNG in the run. We have to place this cube over top of something that's below this. Oh, there we go. That actually worked out pretty well. That weird texture on top of that floor is random, so sometimes it's really hard to see the target that you're supposed to put your cube over.
Here, this room introduces double gravity cubes, which basically this cube falls on both directions. We will be seeing these orange and purple cubes again, but for now, they do exist.
So I'm going to be heading into a secret puzzle right about now. This puzzle will let us skip the second and third levels, and I need to listen to audio cues to guide this ball through a chute that is completely off screen. Yeah, I have like the sequence memorized, but I need to listen to hear when the ball has finished falling through each segment.
You would figure out the layouts of the whole maze by accessing a different room, but it's to do this puzzle you have to do it blindly. There we go. Yeah.
And there we go. We just skipped the second and third level.
Oh no, one of my glitches.
Do you want to explain Pyramid Unplug now? Because we're coming up to it.
So, we're gonna approach one of the most annoying glitch is that I do apologize to hacks right here. Basically, permanent unplug is basically what happens when you take off a cube from a socket, but it never like unpowers the door or the socket.
Yeah, there's a place where the game assumes that you have 2 cubes, and we're only gonna have 1, so we need to pretend we have 2.
First water level of the game. Yeah. So now we're seeing Hackirby do the glitch. Normally you will try to gather 2 cubes as normal, but let's see.
Yeah, this is a frame perfect trick. I will try it a couple of times, but if it doesn't work, I will use the old method. Oh, I think that was it. Let's see. There's once again an audio cue to find out if it worked.
Sound like it worked.
If it worked, then the other... we'll actually see. It's taking a little while to load. There we go. Yes. Okay. So if you see over there, that socket that we put the other cube in is still lit up, even though the cube's not there. It basically, we confused the game by save loading at the exact moment that we took the cube out of the back off of the tree. So that that saves us from having to like walk into level 3 to get another cube. And now, okay, well, I don't even have time to explain that because I just did it so quickly, but that is a trick where we need to get an orange cube into this room, and you usually have to do a lot of stuff to get it there. Oh my goodness, what's happening? But there's this orange purple cube that we saw in the other room, and you're not supposed to be able to take it into here because of that door that is only open when you have blue gravity. But if you're really quick, you can sneak your way through.
So also mention about one of the things about no wall clips. So the game itself, unrestricted, is already broken. Essentially what during the debut of Manifold Garden speedrunning, people found a way to wall clip through walls, but that was enough. So then people found a way to wall clip but also grab a cube, and it essentially breaks the entire game, and essentially makes, and in addition, there's like a secret hallway that normally connects to the secret ending, and so the game essentially is very, very broken, unrestricted, but it's also pretty difficult, and can be quite annoying, especially with something called flates, which is basically flailing around like a technology, flailing around like an idiot technology coined by Jelly.
So I just want to say real quick, remember how we skipped levels 2 and 3 before? We are now stepping into level 4, and we're gonna grab this cube right here, and now we're immediately gonna leave. Goodbye, level 4. This is all we needed from you.
Alright. So, essentially we're just taking this yellow-green cube out of this world.
Yeah, okay. Do you want to explain Final Test Skip?
What Hackirby is now preparing is trying to go to a room normally used for the secret ending, or for the achievements, where you don't use any god cubes. In the blue room, you saw Hackirby place down a god cube. You can't place any of the god cubes in for this achievement. So the idea of this room is where you get to the final room and go to the secret ending by using all shortcuts. And there's a place called the final test room, which is the final shortcut in order to access the final room. And in any percent, we utilize the final test room in order to skip most of the game, in the final 2 laser rooms by skipping like the 40-second cutscene.
Yeah, we skip level 5 and 6 through this, and half of level 7.
But what I found during my glitch hunting times in Manifold Garden was that I found out a way to reduce the amount of cubes needed for a final test room. Normally, you will have a total of 3 cubes, 2 yellow-green cubes, and 1 other cube that can hold it place, because it's a vertical room. And you need a yellow and green to be powered at both times, but they're at opposite gravities. So I will be performing one of the actually easiest glitch in the entire game.
It is ridiculous. This glitch actually saves so much time, and it is like the easiest thing to do. I kind of love it, especially considering how hard the other glitch Undalevein discovered is. Yeah, so basically in this secret room up here, there's a socket on the ceiling and on the floor. And what we're just gonna do is we're gonna go 2 rooms away, and then save load the game. Because that'll unload all the maps, and the game only loads in maps that are adjacent to the one you're currently in. So this is basically going to unload the map. It's going to let us reload the map, and we're going to have the opposite gravity from before when we load the map. And what this is going to do is it's going to make the cube fall out of the socket, but the game won't realize that it should depower that thing. So look, there you go. We only had 1 cube, but it let us through. Congrats, we're halfway through the last level.
We are literally at the end game. Congrats. We have skipped through a lot of the game. So now we're going...
This is a very silly game.
Final portions of the entire game. Essentially what we're just gonna
that?
We're doing this
no, keep going.
level normally. Hat will be trying to grow a double gravity tree and to solve the puzzle.
Yeah, this area is the 7th level is kind of like a gauntlet. It's trying to get you to use all of the knowledge that you learned from all the previous levels that we totally definitely did and went through and did completely.
This game has a lot of shortcuts for the secret ending and its secret achievement.
It's actually very cool, especially for a game that's all about space being weird and
right in this
confusing.
room, Pat is trying to rearrange these big blocks, which is introduced in the yellow world fourth level, in order to reroute the purple water in order to power a hydro generator, whatever it's.
Some kind of water wheel. It'll open up a big door. That's all that matters.
See the water wheels for the rest of the game.
Yeah, they really are in every other puzzle, aren't they?
Be doing one of the most interesting rooms. Basically, she changed gravity right here instead of falling into the room in order to make sure that the cube falls into place, and then change gravity again to get another cube to fall in its place, while also simultaneously trying to move the cubes.
Yeah, this puzzle used to be like one of the most tedious, but then some better strats for it were developed, and it is not as bad now. I still think it's kind of a boring level, but We're almost yeah, we're near the end of this area. Gotta wait for that to go. Okay. So if you see, like, that water wheel's getting powered and this door's getting open. So we're coming up to the final actual puzzle in the game. But that's not the last thing in the run. You'll see what I mean. But this area here, it's a relatively straightforward puzzle, just involving planting trees and redirecting water. The interesting thing about this room is that when you solve the puzzle, it activates a laser, which activates a laser, which activates a laser, ... and eventually activates the dark cube. But that's really slow, waiting for all those lasers to turn on. So what we do instead is we like go next to the dark cube, and then we do another save load. And for whatever reason, the lasers will just be on after the save load.
Okay, so we will see the third save load in the entire run. Just so that we can skip the wait period of the lasers popping up, as Kirby says.
And welcome to the Dark World again! This is when things get New Year's-ish. So, remember way at the beginning of the run, we said this would be secret ending instead of standard ending? Standard ending is actually faster for any percent. You would take this cube and you'd plant it in the tree like we did in the first level. But if we take this cube, we stay trapped in the Dark World on New Year's Eve, and we go into this previous room over here. There'll be a secret passage that has been opened up because of the fact that we're holding the cube. And that will let us get to a new area.
So, anyways, since we're approaching near the end of the run, time stops once the mandala cutscene starts. Basically, if you see any rainbows. And,
yeah.
And then in the entire screen.
Well, no, it's not yet. Not these rainbows. Here's where things are getting festive. Look how bright it is. You can imagine there's fireworks going off. We're going down this runway and ready to enter the new year.
It's so gloomy. I don't understand.
It is, but I mean, that's what night is like, you know?
Anyways.
So we're gonna go off this little edge here. Yeah, now we wait. So the whole screen is gonna go white, and that's when time is gonna be, but we will call it when it happens. Until then, we can just, this is like on New Year's Eve in New York when the ball is dropping, you know? Listen, it's okay. New Year's themed. Okay. This is like the fireworks.
Alright. I'm currently looking at the stream right now. Let's see. We're waiting. Come on.
Yeah. And
alright.
Time! Woohoo! Happy New Year!
This is weird Happy New Year. Why is this gloomy? Okay.
Yeah. That was Manifold Garden, any percent via the secret ending, just for New Year's. I hope you had fun. Real quick, I want to say shout out to William Scher for making this game. I think it's a lot of fun. If you like 3D puzzle games, I do recommend this game for a very artsy, puzzly experience. There's a lot more of it than we showed off today, I promise. I'd say thank you to Undalevein for being my commentator. Thanks to Calithon for having me here, and go donate to Charity Water. Come on, what are you waiting for?
All right,
Yeah,
that's it.
That's it, I think.